The entire nest is under this ground structure. Whoa, look at that. Ah! You can see the swarm is pretty intense at this point. Ow! I have a feeling this is probably going to be a little painful. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the angry yellow jacket box. Ah! Oh! You guys are gonna have to run because these things are gonna be swarming everywhere. Ah! Ah! Bad idea, bad idea. Here's a question for you. Have you ever been swarmed by YellowJackets? YellowJackets build their nests underneath the surface of the earth. And if you stumble upon them, especially in the fall, they will swarm out and sting you multiple times. Now, one difficult thing is how do you ever know where a YellowJacket nest is going to be? You don't until now. Let me show you this. You see that little pink flag and that stake going down into the ground? That is a massive YellowJacket nest. And today we're going to figure out 3 different things about these stinging insects. Number 1, can they sting through a bee suit? We're going to do this as a test to figure out whether or not just these little guys can get through a bee suit before I try this against giant hornets. Number 2, how far do you need to walk from a swarming YellowJacket nest before they'll stop following you? And number 3, are they still angry even after they've been taken away from their nest, put inside of a plastic box, and then your hand goes inside the box? And I'm sure you're saying, wait, whoa, 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 Coyote, did you just say a box filled with YellowJackets and your hand's going inside the box? Yeah, guys, that is exactly what we're getting ourselves into today. But first, we gotta test out the bee suit theory. Let's get dressed up, see what happens when we disturb an entire nest of YellowJackets. About a year back, we filmed an episode called The Bullet Ant Box, which essentially we have made an advanced version of today. Now we're gonna catch the YellowJackets. You see it's got this little slide trap door there. The way that we're gonna catch them is I'm gonna go in without disturbing the nest, place this right over the top, and once the nest is disturbed, dozens of them will fly up and into the box. Whoa, look at that. Wow, okay, yeah, we're definitely getting swarmed at this point, so I think that's enough for the box itself. Let me go ahead and close this up. Ah! Yeah, that's an entire box of YellowJackets. Okay, you can see the swarm is pretty intense at this point. Ow! God, just got stuck on my hand for sure. Look at the GoPro. The GoPro is completely swarmed. YellowJacket chaos. We've got our box of YellowJackets. Now we are just a few yards away from the nest. Whoa! Ow! Oh, man, definitely getting through the suit. They're definitely getting through the suit. Okay. Ow! All right, come on, let's walk back slowly this direction. Moving slowly, you can see they are definitely still following. Are you getting stung?
I got 1 sting on the finger and it definitely is throbbing.
I got 2 stings on the legs so far. They're still swarming around the GoPro. All right, we are about 40 yards away from the nest at this point. Wow, they are still super angry. Oh, go getting stung in the back. We're gonna go down this bridge up here. Ah! 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 We're now about 150 yards away from the nest, and I do not see them swarming around us much anymore. Do you?
No.
Are they all around me?
No, I don't see any around you at all, actually.
So what YellowJackets will ultimately do is attack any potential aggressor to their home. Follow and sting, follow and sting. Ow. Now we're gonna place my naked hand inside of the box to determine, are they still angry at me? Am I gonna get stung? I have a feeling that this is gonna be pretty extreme. Well, we have made it to the 3rd part of today's experiment. Here's what we've learned so far. Number 1, YellowJackets can definitely sting through a bee suit because I took close to 20 hits. We also learned that once you disturb an angry YellowJacket nest, it will follow you for at least 150 yards. Now the 3rd part, definitely the most entertaining part, is going to be the angry YellowJacket box. We have around 100 of these stinging insects inside of this contraption. What I'm going to do is remove the trap door, and my naked arm is going to go inside of the box. The real question is, after 15 minutes of being taken from their nest, are they still angry? Are they still gonna sting? Or are they just gonna crawl around on me? I have a feeling this is probably going to be a little painful. So here we go. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the angry yellow jacket box. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Ow, ow, ow! Definitely just getting stung immediately. Ah! 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 Yep, a lot of stings really quickly. All right, guys, I'm not gonna be able to keep my hand in here very long. Oh! Okay, my hand's gotta come out. Hand's gotta come out. You guys are gonna have to run because these things are gonna be swarming
here,
everywhere.
let's put the door back in.
Okay, the door. Help, help, help.
Got it? Here.
Okay, this was a bad idea. Bad idea. Put the door in. Right there. There. No, it's not in the slot. Right there. Okay, put in. Oh, man. Okay, abandoned ship. Ow! Ah! You know what they say? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh yeah, they're still really angry. Oh my gosh, I took a lot of stings. Ah!
Woo! Man, box worked. Got stung. Let me just try to come up here a little bit. All right, I'm gonna run down and capture him. I think his hand was in there for maybe what, 10 seconds, if that?
Oh my gosh. Holy cow, my arm is on fire right now. I'm getting like an instantaneous headache too. Okay, so the second my pointer finger entered into there, they started swarming up the sleeve and stinging me again and again and again. And so that a gazillion of them didn't get out and all over the crew, I had to keep my arm in there while we tried to slide the back side of the box in. I was just panicked. I didn't know what to do. That was super intense and very painful very quickly. There's a lot of stings really quickly. I mean, a lot of stings. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't.
I'm gonna just, it's
I thought you were gonna squeeze it into my hand.
No, let me just put this little guy on there. He no hard feelings.
Ugh.
No hard feelings.
Ugh. Oh my gosh, my hand is throbbing. All right, hold on, I gotta get, he's probably knows there's pheromones on me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, it is really bad. It is really bad.
You have sting kill?
Yeah, I do have stink kill.
You want some water?
I just need to breathe for a second, man. It's freaking really painful. Like, insanely painful. Like, it's like escalating to, like, we're getting into like giant hornet territory here. Oh my God. Dude, look how fat my fingers and hand are getting.
Turn it around, inspect it.
Okay.
Let me see the ones on the top of your wrist. But stay still.
I'm trying, dude. This was such a bad idea. I don't know what I was thinking. This was a terrible idea. Oh, we should have stopped at the bee soup. This is absolute agony. This is insane. Like, we are approaching giant hornet pain territory with this amount of venom being pumped into my arm. Like, I'm like losing my mind right now. Oh!
Blame it on the algorithm.
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? There's an old saying that my boss used to tell me. Number one, if you're gonna be stupid, you gotta be tough. And number two, never put your hand in a box full of angry hornets. Or in this case, YellowJackets.
So here's when I knew things were going completely wrong. The second I pulled open the gate and the YellowJackets immediately went after my hand and started stinging and biting my fingers. I couldn't even get my hand all the way into the box before I needed to pretty much tap out. I was like, I gotta stop. At one point, I just almost like whited it out and I was like, this is too much. What's happening to me? So do I think YellowJackets are out to get people? No, absolutely not. And the reason yellow jackets and hornets are this aggressive this time of the year is because they're no longer feeding their young and they're getting to the end of their life cycle. They're grumpy, and if you disturb their nest, like you saw happen here today with me, you're going to pay the wrath. I cannot explain to you in words how painful the swelling and the throbbing in my arm is right now, but it is intense. So whatever you do, if you stumble across one of these nests and disturb it, run. Get yourself as far away as you possibly can, and hopefully you will withstand the stings. If you feel that your body is having a negative allergic reaction, seek medical attention as quickly as you possibly can. And please, 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 as we always stress on Brave Wilderness, do not repeat the things that you see me doing here on the channel. This was ridiculously foolish. That was without question one of the worst night's sleep I have ever had. The pain and now the itching that came with the angry yellow jacket box is just unbearable. I'd managed to doze off for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I wake up in agony, and around 2 a.m. the itching started, and I didn't even know how to itch it. I try to just do it really lightly because it hurts when I do itch it. My hand is absolutely enormous. You can see how swollen and puffy it is. Ugh, angry yellow jacket box. Stupidest idea I've ever come up with. Since beginning this journey of bringing wild animal adventures to the world, I have found myself in many dangerous situations. Some of them planned, and that was intense. Getting swatted at by a grizzly bear. Okay, so now we want to get you guys up close with some of Adam's incredible features. Some of them by chance. This turtle just bit the top of my thumb off. Big time. And all of them, which I hope serve as both educational entertainment, but also as a lesson into why you should never approach wild animals on your own. And that's just gonna keep bleeding and bleeding. My job is dangerous. I think we can all agree on that. And sometimes I do push things to the extreme. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Ah! However, anytime we visit a location, like Arizona's Sonoran Desert, we try to be as calculated and safety conscious as we can. Priority number 1, guys, is safety. This environment is incredibly hostile, and if the heat doesn't get you, watch your step, because the biological landmines just might. That is so cool. This is the second Gila monster that we've encountered in the Sonoran Desert, and it's a big one. He doesn't want anything to do with us right now. He's just laying low to the sand saying, okay, don't get any closer. And while I have encountered, handled, filmed, and released many dangerous creatures, even I make mistakes. Yeah, he got me. He bit me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he definitely bit me.
Let me keep them.
Oh, yeah, he got the whole top of my thumb. He got right past the GoPro, and he got the whole top of my thumb. All right. Just stop filming. Well, yesterday I took the worst animal bite I've ever received. It happened right here, and I was bitten by the only venomous lizard in the United States, the Gila monster. And it was bad. Here's what happened. We were out here filming B-roll, walking up this wash that's on the back side here, and I spotted a Gila monster, and he was just laying right here along this log. And I said, well, we don't need an episode with the Gila monster, we've already done that, but we wanted to get close and at least get some B-roll shots. Didn't need to catch the lizard, didn't need to handle it. We got some great shots with the C100 camera, and I said, you know what, let me get a couple shots with the GoPro. He's super calm, he's just chilling out. Got close, started doing some sweeping shots over him. I think he felt cornered, I got a little too close, and literally in a flash, he jerked his body and latched onto my thumb. Immediately, my natural reaction was to pull my thumb back extremely quickly, which I did, and that's why I have all these razor blade looking slices on my thumb. I literally yanked my finger out of his mouth. I grabbed onto my finger the moment that I was bitten, and almost immediately, the pain from the venom started surging through my hand. Oh my God, it burns already. It's burning really bad already. Oh, God. He turned and just spun and I got right past the GoPro and bit my thumb. Now, I was extremely fortunate in this situation. After the bite, we consulted with reptile experts and venom experts. Now, there's no anti-venom that you can take for a Gila monster bite. We monitored my body for hours at a time. We made sure that my heart rate was low. We monitored the swelling. We took photographs, as you'll see some of the photographs here. As the hours went by, the pain was so excruciating, I really just had to go into a mental state where I told myself, you can make it through this pain. It was the worst pain I had ever experienced, the throbbing, the squirming of my body, and of course the constant fear that is this only going to get worse, because as the venom started traveling up my arm into my shoulder, I didn't know at what point it was going to stop, and that's when I really started to get nervous. And it was really mind over matter at that point. The fact that I didn't go into any sort of anaphylactic shock, I knew that I was going to be okay. It was just a matter of toughing through the pain, which was kind of like they explain, hot lava coursing through your veins. It's been 24 hours and I feel extremely fortunate to only have a swollen and sore thumb right now. Anytime you're bitten by an animal, venomous or non-venomous, make sure that you seek medical attention. This was not the Gila monster's fault in any way whatsoever. I got too close. So hopefully there's a good lesson that comes away from this. Gila monsters are not an animal that you should ever go out and try to handle. If you see one in the wild, take a photograph from a safe distance. Give it 5 feet, zoom in with your lens and take a photograph like that. I learned the hard way, and I know from here on out, I'm certainly going to give Gila monsters the space that they deserve. All great journeys eventually find their end. When we are talking about my climb up the renowned insect sting pain index, it seemed as if this end would never be found. It all began with an onslaught of harvester ants. This series of stings was quickly followed up with my hands being plunged into an even more painful swarm of burning fire ants. Ow! 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 Oh! One would think I had learned my lesson, yet determination drove me onward as I crested past the cow killer and ascended to the towering heights of the tarantula hawk. This alien-looking wasp put me on the ground, literally, yet I got back up, dusted myself off, and kept going. I am lightheaded at the moment, and at this juncture, I think it's safe to say that I've worked my way up the ladder and am ready for the bullet ant challenge. The end was finally in sight, and it came in the shadow of a giant ant. As I summited the final peak of Sting Mountain, the world watched with clenched fists and gritted teeth as I went forearm to venomous stinger with the notorious bullet ant. Hailed as the most painful sting in the world, I had survived the bullet ant challenge. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! My mission of climbing this mountain, strewn with agonizing insect stings, had seemingly come to an end. Yet rumors of a more painful sting, that of the warrior wasp, haunted the comments of every video posted on the Brave Wilderness channel. So we filmed the sequel, and truth be told, it wasn't nearly as painfully memorable as the bullet ant. Sharpshooting pain! Yet much to my dismay, what appeared to be the final chapter in this saga was nothing more than a prelude that led to the moment in time where I encountered the executioner wasp. Mark, you rolling?
Yep.
Come here, come here, come here. Look at this.
What is it?
Look at this. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
They look like giant hornets. They're absolutely enormous. We literally just finished filming the warrior wasp episode. We're coming back out of the jungle. We passed by this little kind of overhang that has a swimming pool here. This is huge. This could be a totally new species. I've never seen this species of wasp or hornet or whatever it is before. I think we gotta catch one and try to identify it though. What do you think?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Got my net, literally in my hand. There's only 2 of them, so the good news is we're not gonna get swarmed. I think if I can scare one off the nest, I can scoop it up.
All right.
Should we give it a try?
Let's try it.
All right.
I don't think they're that aggressive. They seem to be holding their ground.
Well, if you were that big, you probably would hold your ground too. And I'm guessing that the sting that comes from that giant has got to be painful.
Should I stand back?
Yeah, you stand back, you stand back. I'm gonna use the same tactic I used for the warrior wasp. Hold on. Watch up above me there, Mario. Make sure they don't come swarming down at me. Okay, so this is the aquapod. We usually use this underwater. I'm gonna use it to tempt one of them off of the nest, and then just like I did with the warrior wasp, swoop it up. If I run, you run. Got it?
Got it.
There's only 2 of them. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to scare this one down. It's just off the edge. It's right on the end of the aquapod. Look at that. Wow, it is massive. Look at that thing. I've got a little capsule right in my bag right here. I am gonna get it inside of the net and then get it into the capsule.
Oh,
It is looking
its
right at me.
abdomen's pulsing.
It's not happy. Hold on, let me get it inside the net. Here we go, it's netted. There we go, there we go. I got it. Yes, got it. Woo! Look at the size of that insect. Wow, that is impressive.
Looks pretty menacing.
Yes, it does. Much more intimidating looking than the warrior wasp. I've never seen this species before, guys, so we are actually going to take it back to base camp and we're gonna have to look this up.
What about its sting? I mean, do we know anything?
I know absolutely nothing, and as far as I can tell, this is not something that is ranked on the insect sting pain index.
Because you've never seen anything like this.
Never before in my life. This is absolutely crazy. Quite possibly a new species.
Whoa.
The eastern mountainous slopes of Costa Rica seem to be a world swarming with stinging insects. And if bullet ants and warrior wasps were not enough, the remote, untamed wilds of this rainforest ecosystem had one more painful sting up their sleeve. With an intimidating specimen safely contained within the viewing capsule, we returned to our jungle base camp and began scouring the internet for an identification to our find. All right, guys, so we have looked up vespid wasps of Latin America, and I found a great site. And I have found out what this is.
What is
It
it?
is not a new species. It is actually called the executioner wasp. The executioner wasp. Talk
Whoa.
about a horrific name, right?
Man, that sounds like it's something to be considered for the sting index.
Well, when I look at the insect sting pain index, it does not appear that this is on there. Now, there is a warrior wasp, there's the tarantula hawk, the bullet ant. There are some species of paper wasps. This is considered to be the largest paper wasp species in all the neotropical environments, but it is not on Schmidt's sting pain index. This is crazy.
Maybe this is a better conclusion to the story.
You know, the warrior wasp did not take down the bullet ant. The bullet ant, in my opinion, is still the reigning king of sting, but something like this, with those stripes and that menacing looking face, man, if this had a more powerful sting, that would truly deserve its place on the throne. Don't you think?
Let's think about it.
Let's think about it. The executioner wasp. That name alone is enough to drive fear through anyone that hears it. Hailing as the largest of the neotropical paper wasp species, this insect is a giant. It carries the cryptic moniker in relation to its swift attack and decapitation methods for dismantling helpless caterpillars, which it in turn feeds to its brood of alien-like larvae. Those who have been witness to this massive wasp have wisely kept a safe distance. And while this is not a newly discovered species, when it comes to the powerful punch in its venomous sting, this nightmarish-looking insect has not officially been ranked on the Sting Pain Index. So today, the chapter you have all been waiting for is about to be written. I'll tell you what, if this is more painful than the bullet ant, that is it. I'm doing no more stings after this. Honestly, probably doing no more stings after this regardless. This has to come to an end at some point. But I would not have been able to walk away from Costa Rica having found this wasp and not have been stung by it. So, here we go. Mark has given me the signal. It is time to get stung by the executioner. Here we go. There it is. The executioner, and he is waiting.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've built myself up at this point. There is no turning back. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready if you are.
Okay, I'm going to place the capsule inside of the entomology net. Here we go. And I'm going to get the wasp out with the forceps. Okay, wasp is in the net. Got it. All right, there we go. I've got it. Perfect hold. And that stinger is absolutely massive. Okay, I'm gonna move the epinephrine pen off to the side here. Let's keep the glass capsule accessible so that I can quickly cover it back up. That is a very large wasp right there. You can see it's completely calmed down at this point. It is just waiting to inflict a sting. Okay, are you ready?
Oh, my boy is here. Yep, I'm ready.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the executioner wasp. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's really bad, really quick. Ah! Ah! Oh, right there. Oh, you can see the venom coming right out of my arm right there. You see that? Oh my gosh! Oh, that hurts a lot. God, it's as bad as a tarantula hawk. God! Right there.
Tell me what you're feeling. I know it's hard. Oh my gosh, it's bleeding.
Man, the executioner wasp packs an unbelievable wallop. Man, the initial impact is definitely just as sharp, if not worse, than a tarantula hawk. Look, you can see the blood underneath the skin right now. My arm is throbbing. It is on fire. It is about... Oh my God, that hurts. Oh, it is burning uncontrollably. Oh, it is definitely as bad as the tarantula hawk. There's no question about it. And it is without question sharper than a bullet ant. I think we've got a new king here, folks. It's just a matter of how long is this pain gonna last.
Talk to me about the swelling. Can you feel your...
Hold on. It's getting worse. Stop burning. It's getting worse. You little devil. Oh, the executioner lives up to its names. Oh my gosh.
You see the blood coming out.
I'm sorry, I can't talk. can't talk. This is so much pain. Cut the camera. Ah!
Oh my goodness, look at this white spot. Wow. That is the worst reaction you've ever had. Holy cow.
We have a new
Mario.
king of sting, folks.
Mario, are you seeing this?
He is the king. Oh, I can't feel my arm.
Do I need to be worried here? Are you gonna be able to put... Mario, what do you think? Mario.
Oh my God. Oh my arm. Oh my arm. Ah, the burning does not stop. That may be the most painful sting I have ever taken. No, let me rephrase that. That is the most painful sting I've ever taken. The bullet ant has been dethroned. The executioner is king.
Mario, have you ever seen him react like this? You see the white?
Yeah.
Looks like scarring, just like the bullet ant.
Yeah.
There's scarring, but there's blood coming out.
Oh my gosh, my arm is on fire.
Is it like the GILA monster?
It is a different pain than the bullet ant. This is a searing pain. It is attacking my blood cells. It is breaking down the membranes around those blood cells, and the cell particles are spilling out into my arm right now, sending firing neurons screaming to my brain right now that you are in a lot of pain. A lot of pain going on right here, guys. A lot of pain.
Are you out of the woods yet?
It's extremely hard right now. The initial sting and the shock that came from the sting of the executioner was more painful than anything I've experienced before. And I think I said it when I was on the ground over there, that the bullet ant has been dethroned and the new king of sting is the executioner. And I am bending the knee right now to this insect, because not only is its look intimidating, but its sting is the real thing. It is screaming at the moment, screaming, searing pain. So where the warrior wasp felt like pins and needles and the bullet ant felt like somebody taking a hot poker and sticking it into your arm, this is like flesh peeled back. No, I don't know what it feels like to have flesh peeled back, but I can imagine that this is what it is. You see, I can't even like move my hand right now. My whole arm is in such agonizing pain, and it's starting to itch, like right here. Like I could feel the venom working its way up, similar in the sense to how the GILA monster's venom worked, and it is hot to the touch. Mark, just tell them how hot my forearm is right now.
Oh wow. You can see right here actually. Mario, can you get a shot of that?
Try to get that. You see this?
There's a residual reaction occurring up your arm. Is it?
Now, in this instance, I do not know if the pain is going to last for more than an hour, more than 5 hours, more than 36 hours, but I can tell you right now that the pain has lasted longer than the tarantula hawk, and at this moment, it is worse than the bullet ant. So, in this immediate presentation, I am declaring the executioner wasp as being the king of sting as it currently stands. Man, this is intense. The prolonged effects of the executioner's venom lasted for nearly a week, as just a single sting packed enough potency to rot a small crater in my forearm. This has got to be the longest hike back to base camp I've ever had. Oh, my arm is screaming in pain right now. The residual pain was followed by persistent itching and ultimately a scar that today I still carry with me as a reminder that this neotropical paper wasp is a foe unlike any I had ever faced. You still filming?
Yeah. You don't want to remember this?
The executioner! Oh, my arm is throbbing right now.
Fix that water.
Oof.
The planet is teeming with more insect species than are known to man, and a fair share of them are armed with venomous stingers. My climb up the insect sting pain index and my destiny to encounter and face the executioner wasp was a journey I could have never predicted. Yet it successfully captured and captivated the minds of millions upon millions of viewers. And while I know you all enjoyed watching me squirm around on the ground in pain, I hope that you also walked away with a new sense of respect and understanding for these fascinating creatures. Without my incredible crew, Justin Schmidt's brilliant Sting roadmap, and the wonderful Coyote pack cheering me on, none of this would have been possible. So thank you all for joining me on this journey. I certainly have enjoyed the ride. Now, to firmly answer your burning question, yes, for me, this really is the end. Is there a more painful sting out there? Crawling across the desert sands or flying through the humid rainforests? Possibly. Probably. But that is a mystery I feel is best left to live on. Crowning the executioner wasp as the new king of sting is as far as I am willing to go. And in my opinion, this truly was one sting to rule them all. Over the course of my life, I have successfully caught and released over 500 snapping turtles, and my goal with each and every encounter is not to be bitten. These turtles are incredibly powerful, and their razor-sharp jaws are capable of cutting through human flesh like a hot knife through butter. It's fair to say that I have had some close calls. I have also taken some intentional bites to show you just how bad a bite can truly be.
Oh, he's ripping the side of my hand. Oh my gosh.
And as we are all aware, there have also been some pretty painful and gruesome unintentional bites. No matter how careful you are, or how experienced you may be, accidents in the heat of action do occasionally happen. Get ready to witness the worst snapping turtle bite I have ever taken. Oh, if you are squeamish, I will warn you now, there will be blood.
Okay, got another turtle right around me. Okay, trying not to get bitten by another turtle. I got a turtle underneath me right now. Hold on. Huge turtle underneath my foot, huge turtle in hand. Okay, this is definitely a dangerous scenario right here. Well, it is another beautifully sunny day here in Columbus, Ohio, and we are out searching for snapping turtles. I'm back at Blacklick Woods, Ashton Pond, where some of the largest turtles in the state currently reside. You guys know the turtle I'm looking for. Maybe you remember a little episode where I caught Stumpbeak. This is where he lives, and right now I've been scouting with the binoculars and have seen several turtles moving about. Some on the back side of the pond and some over here. Which one of them is Stumpbeak? I'm not sure yet, but with any luck, we're gonna catch him and weigh him again and see if he is crested close to 60 pounds in weight. Now this is gonna be a very difficult scenario for me because I'm gonna have to go out on the kayak and be extremely stealthy. These turtles are very much in tune with their environment, and the second that they hear somebody trudging through, they immediately dive down into the murky abyss. So, me walking along the edges of this pond, not possible. Me in a kayak sneaking up in stealth mode, with any luck, we're gonna land ourselves a giant.
Blacklick Woods is home to some very large dragons, including the infamous Stumpbeak. I was originally introduced to this turtle by wildlife photographer Carl Hassel, who captured photographic evidence of this giant reptile several years ago. During the first season of Dragon Tales, I managed to land the beast, and he tipped the scales at 54 pounds. So I'm curious to learn how much he has grown in 3 years.
There he is.
Right back there underneath that log, I see Stumpy. He is actually moving into the shallows, likely claiming dominance of that territory. And again, right now it's breeding season, guys, so these snapping turtles are duking it out, dragon power, fighting each other for the rights to breeding territory. And the giant has just moved back into that corner. Okay, let's get in the kayak. I gotta catch him now.
If I could land this behemoth for a second time, there was a chance he could become the living world record for a wild-caught common snapping turtle. The record currently hails at 76.5 pounds and dates back to the year 1988. Could this turtle, who we all know as Stumpbeak, have gained 23 pounds in 3 years?
Look at how massive this turtle is.
Only a successful catch would tell.
I'm halfway through the pond right now. I could just see the carapace breached on the other side of that log. Okay, we're gonna sneak in real quiet here. Okay, he hasn't heard me yet. Guys, this could be Stumpbeak. There he is! There he is! Big turtle, big turtle, big turtle! Nice! Okay, got another turtle right around me. Trying not to get bitten by another turtle. I got a turtle underneath me right now. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Huge turtle underneath my foot, huge turtle in hand. Okay, this is definitely a dangerous scenario right here. Got him!
I see that.
Or one, and there goes my boat. Not good. I have another huge turtle underneath my foot as well. Double dragon scenario here, part 2. Hold on. Ow! Took a bite, Bad bite. Wrong end of the turtle, hold on. All right, gonna need some assistance.
We'll go around.
Shoot, I really want to get this turtle too. All right, I'm abandoning that turtle and we're going in towards shore. You gotta know when you've gone far enough. Okay.
You're right.
Wow, that is a giant right there. Man, I got a lot of blood coming out of my hand right now. Turtle took off the top of my finger. Most dangerous thing you can ever do is reach your finger down into the water after a turtle. All right, this is gonna need some first aid. We're gonna bring this turtle around and get him up close. We got ourselves a giant here. Yeah, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. That's a big turtle. Unfortunately, it is not Stumpbeak. It's just another one of the giants that lives here at Ashton Pond.
Oh boy.
It may have been Stumpbeak underwater. I reached down, tried to get myself into a double dragon scenario, and it took the top of my finger off. As you can see, it is just the tip hanging on. Okay, let's get up there, let's get my finger wrapped, and let's get the rest of this scene. Woo! Man, I lost my boat. Woo. Well, I literally jumped into the middle of a snapping turtle fight. 2 giants battling it out. I didn't realize there were 2 there until I was up on top of the log and jumped in, and this was the first one I could grab. And I thought, okay, well, I gotta get this turtle at least away from my legs, so I reached down, hoping to feel for the top of the carapace, and unfortunately my finger went down just off the side. It turned its head and got my whole finger in its mouth. It's probably worse than it looks, or maybe not as bad as it looks, I don't know which, but when I looked at it when it initially came up, the whole side of my finger is chomped off. You can see the blood coagulating there, and this is exactly why we need to respect snapping turtles from a safe distance, guys. Well, before I weigh the turtle, first I have to tend to my finger. I'm gonna actually cover him up, and to do that, I'm gonna get this turtle weigh bag wet, just to keep him nice and cool. Here in the sun, he will be fine, but this will also keep him calm and locked in position. You see that? Turtle under bag, he's gonna stay put. Okay, I'm gonna apply first aid to my own finger. And what I have here is a bottle of water, some gauze, a compression bandage, Band-Aid, and a simple pocket knife. What I wanna do is just temporarily get pressure on this, stop the bleeding so that we can finish the presentation and get the weight of this turtle. Like I said, I have not caught this turtle before, so getting its weight is very important. All right, makeshift blood clot right there. And now we can continue on with the presentation of this scene. And I think this is probably a very good point in time to note that snapping turtles, even for somebody like me who is a professional and who's handled hundreds of these turtles, can occasionally get a bite on you. And I'm very lucky that the turtle did not hold onto my finger or get more of it than it did. A few stitches will fix that right up. But right now, let's take a look at this giant. Oh, hey buddy. Oh, now he's got the turtle weigh bag in his mouth. You need that back. Come on, here, I'm gonna pick him up. There we go. Hi buddy, look at you. That is about as perfect as it gets for a common snapping turtle specimen. Now this is not stump beak, but it is very similar in design. The carapace, which as we know is the top of the shell, looks almost identical to stump beak's shell. Now when I went back there was another turtle, and it may have been stump beak that bit my finger, but this one is equally as handsome looking and certainly as healthy. This is not a 60-pound turtle, but I'm guessing it is probably somewhere close to 50. And like I said, this is a turtle that we do not yet have on record here. But let's take a look at this creature's tail. Let me turn it around for you here like this. Can you see it? Yep. Go ahead and zoom in there. A true dragon tail on this reptile. See if I can bend it down a little bit for you there. Wow, quite the beast. I'll tell you what, it's a lot harder to handle a turtle too when you're missing the tip of your finger, and I'm trying to be really, really careful right now so that I'm not bitten a second time. But look at those front limbs. He is massive. Huge claws, all in perfect condition, perfect beak, eyes fully intact. You guys wanna see what his plastron looks like? Here, let me lift it up for you. See just how healthy this turtle is. Look at its underside there. That is an absolute giant. And as we know, turtles and their relatives have been on the planet for over 200 million years, and you can certainly see the prehistoric nature in this creature. Hi, buddy. I know you would love to get my nose in your mouth. We're gonna try to avoid that today, okay? All right, next thing I wanna do is get the weight of this turtle so we officially have it on record. And to do that, I'm going to set him down very gently here. Hold on just a second there, buddy. Okay, I do have my trusty turtle scale with me. Now this goes up to 50 pounds in weight. I do not believe that this turtle is over 50 pounds, but I am guessing that he is close. You see that? If we hit 50 pounds, it's considered a true swamp monster. I also have my turtle weigh bag here with me. Now to do this, you stay. Sometimes they listen to me. Okay. I'm gonna gently place him down inside of the bag, and we're gonna hoist him up. This is gonna cause no harm to the turtle whatsoever, and actually inside the bag, he will be a little more calm. Just like crocodilians, when you keep their eyes covered, don't you bite the bag.
Watch your fingers.
They oftentimes stay calm. And this is tricky because once he's in the bag, then of course you don't know where the head is, and things can get dangerous. Okay, turtle is in the bag. Head is right there. Now he can still bite through the bag, so we have to be extremely careful. I'm gonna bring the turtle up, and then I'm gonna get the position of the weight. Are you good? 1, 2, 3.
Is it maxing it?
No. Okay, right there. 34 pounds is what he clocks in at. I knew he was under 50, but that is still a really, really good sized snapping turtle. All right, now the tricky part, getting him back out of the bag. Okay, the head's on that side. All right, come on, buddy. Out you go. All right. Oh, I know. Don't bite the bag. Don't bite the bag. Okay. Whoa, what a big boy. There he is. Woo. Tell you what, even at 34 pounds, that is a lot to handle right there.
So what are you gonna name him?
Well, since it's a new catch, I think we should call him Big Chomper. How about that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Remember guys, we're still looking for that world record size snapping turtle. So write in the comments section below, send us pictures on social media. I hear you hissing. Show us the pictures of the turtles you've seen, and if it looks like something that could be a world record, we may show up in your city, in your backyard, in your pond to try to land a world record snapping turtle. All right, time to get him back into the water and get me to the hospital to get this finger sewn up.
So what did we learn? Well, For starters, I didn't catch Stumpy, so that means it's still a mystery as to whether or not he has grown to world record proportions. I also learned what happens when you blindly reach your hand into the water after a snapping turtle. Ouch! But I got lucky once again, and hopefully my mishap was a clear warning that snapping turtles have the potential to be incredibly dangerous. Truth be told, I never went to the hospital, but instead cleaned the bite thoroughly and kept a close eye on it to make sure that infection did not set in. This was certainly one painful mistake, but in the end, I love turtles, even if they do occasionally try to bite my fingers off.
I'm on Australia's Sunshine Coast, and I'll be interviewing Leela, a woman who knows firsthand the dangers of interacting with a venomous snake. She's a bite victim survivor who nearly lost her life, and today, she's going to be sharing her incredible story. Now, what Leela doesn't know is that we're also going to be getting her face-to-face with a deadly snake whose venom, believe it or not, ultimately saved her life. For you, this all began in 1974, the day it all happened, when you were bitten by a venomous snake. Can you take us back to that morning when you were heading out to the barn, you had farm animals, and you were barefoot? Like a lot of people in Australia walk around barefoot, and you found yourself in the worst case scenario. Take us to that morning and tell us the story.
Well, it happened in the afternoon, late afternoon, almost on dark. And I had a goat, and I was putting the goat under the house.
I mean, what goat wouldn't want to live underneath a house?
So, yeah, I was happily putting her under the house. I had a baby and a 2-year-old inside. And I felt this, like a pins and needles feeling, like pins and needles in my foot. And so I went inside, and I thought straight away that I definitely had been bitten by a snake or a spider. I wasn't sure what. The poison immediately went straight up to my head.
Really?
So I got a migraine headache. I've never had a migraine headache in my life. So I had this migraine headache, and straight away I started to vomit. So I got the bucket, and I'm leaning over the bucket vomiting and thinking, oh God, I need help, I need help. So I put my baby and my 2-year-old and myself in the car with the bucket so I could keep vomiting in the bucket and go to the neighbours. And then the neighbour takes me straight to the Southport Hospital. And at the Southport Hospital, the doctor thought reckon I was a hippie and I was on drugs and I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's an unfair judgment.
Very unfair. And gave me a blood test and left me all night with no antivenin, no nothing. And I was yelling out for help because I was getting feverish and I knew they weren't doing anything for me, and I was screaming out for help. I want my acupuncturist to come to the hospital.
An acupuncturist in the 70s?
Yeah, and the acupuncturist actually made it up to the hospital. He heard somehow on the grapevine.
Certainly no text messaging back then.
No mobile phones back then. He came up to the hospital and he felt, because acupuncturists, they go on your pulse, everything's on your pulse. He felt my pulse and he felt every muscle fighting the venom.
Wow.
And the next morning, I had fallen into a coma and every muscle had collapsed and I couldn't breathe. And so they found the venom in my blood test, and then they gave me the antivenin, but it wasn't, I couldn't breathe at this stage.
Yeah.
So they had to put me into an ambulance and race me to intensive care in Brisbane, which was about 100 kilometres. And so I was on oxygen in the ambulance. Just as they got to the hospital, they ran out of oxygen, I died. They raced me up.
Hold on, you died?
I died, my heart stopped beating, they raced me up to intensive care and they got me going, they got me breathing.
How did they get you breathing? Did they have to put a tube down into your
They had to put
lungs?
tubes all over me.
Okay.
And in my mouth. And they leave the tubes in your mouth for 5 days. And after 5 days, they have to do tracheotomy because it can get infected.
Yeah.
So they had to do a tracheotomy where they open up your throat and they put a machine into your throat, a tube, and the machine is actually breathing for you because you cannot breathe on your own.
So a lot of the snakes in Australia have a neurotoxic venom, which ultimately can cause your internal system to go into a state of paralysis and collapse. And it sounds like that's exactly
and
what happened to
I
you.
had big hematomas in my groins, which are big black bruises.
Yeah.
which are hematomas or internal bleeding. So I had internal bleeding, and I was in the coma for 6 days.
Wow.
And then after that I regained my consciousness.
So the moment that you came back, let's call this day 7 into your ordeal, do you remember waking up out of this coma?
I do, and I remember thinking to myself, this is a dream.
Really?
I'm having a dream. This can't be real. This can't be real.
So once you'd woken up out of the coma, like, were you just kind of like a cucumber there in your bed? Like, at that point, your muscles had gained no control
I had no
back?
strength. I had no strength. They sat me up, and I just fell back down again. I had no strength at all.
That must have been so scary.
It was a slow process of my muscles building back up.
So you're in the coma, you come out of it, and I imagine your first question to the doctors would be, do we know what kind of snake bit me? Do you know at this point which species it was?
I don't know if I knew at that point, but David Flay from Fauna and Flora Reserve in Burleigh Heads, who had it for many, many years on the Gold Coast, he was an expert on snakes, and he diagnosed the snake as a rough-scale snake.
Ooh, yeah, no, rough-scaled snake. I mean, that aligns with the symptoms that you had from the venom. And here's the thing about a rough-scaled snake, very unassuming looking snake. Small head, small mouth, so I could see if you got a bite from that snake, fast striking and very, very small fangs, but very potent venom. So Leela, after you get out of the hospital and you're back home, between 1974 and now, do you have any long-lasting symptoms? You do?
Yes, I don't have any reserves. So if I go downhill, I can't pull on any reserves. I've just got to go to bed and go to sleep. In fact, I've got to lay down at lunchtime every single day, and I've got to recuperate because my nervous system is damaged from the snake venom. The snake venom affects your central nervous system, and that's one thing is permanently damaged from the snake bite is my nervous system.
Gotcha. Okay, so a lot of people out there have a fear of snakes. It's called ophidiophobia. So I have to ask you, previously or now or after this experience, were you afraid of snakes, or are you now afraid of snakes given that one nearly took your
I'm
life?
not afraid of snakes, no, because I love animals. I love animals, and I just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And I respect snakes. I respect all animals.
That's a fantastic message. I think a lot of people would assume if somebody was bitten by a snake and it nearly killed them that, like, snakes, this is why I don't like them. But you're right. I mean, snakes are doing an amazing thing for the planet. They are the control for all of the species that we as humans usually try to have not get into our house. All of the vermin species, the mice and different rodents.
I believe that snakes will just want to really just get out of your road. You know, they just want to get on with their life. They're not out there to kill you. They're not out there to bite you.
Now, we have a little something extra lined up today. I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but would you be comfortable? We are in the vicinity of a snake, not a rough-scaled snake, the tiger snake, the snake that is actually responsible for providing the venom that created anti-venom to save your life. Would you be up for meeting a tiger snake today?
I'd like to meet it. I don't hold it.
It will be totally controlled, and if you want, you'll even be able to pet its tail.
No, thanks.
You don't think you'll pet its tail? You might when you see how pretty the snake is.
I don't know.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But you at least seeing the snake, that's a huge step. And saying that you're not afraid of snakes, most people, had they been bitten by a snake, would have immediately said, whoa, 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 hold on, you've got a snake here in the same vicinity as me. So I love that you immediately, I saw your eyes light up. You're like, no, I love snakes. I would love to see what this snake is.
Thank you.
That is going to be the next piece of this episode, getting Leela up close and personal with the very snake species whose venom ultimately saved her life.
I'm a fighter, you know.
Yeah?
I fought my way back, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm here today because I'm a fighter.
Okay, Leela, we've got you in the room of snakes. Now, I know you're not afraid of snakes. We've already accomplished that, but The tiger snake is going to be coming out here. Lockie's going to get it onto the floor. We're back with plenty of distance. We're going to get it inside of the tube, and you'll see how that completely controls the snake's head, so it keeps us and the animal completely safe. It's always a little nerve-wracking though anytime one of these venomous snakes comes out of its enclosure. See that? So now that the snake is in the tube, we'll work it up just a little bit further. Okay, cool. Snake is under control. And now we're going to move a little stool in for you to sit on. Right. Are you comfortable?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Lockie, we're good? Okay. Leela, feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is, the tiger snake. You can see why it's called the tiger snake, that beautiful tiger pattern. Now, they come in a variety of different colors. This one specifically, I would say, is extra beautiful. It kind of looks like the white Siberian tiger version.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Leela, is this your first time encountering a venomous snake since the bite incident?
Yes.
It is. Wow, that's a big step. Here we are 50 years later, and you're in the room with the very animal whose toxic venom ultimately became the thing that saved your life.
Wow.
How are you feeling right now? A little more nerve-wracking to be in a room of snakes than it is on the
feel
porch?
fine. Totally relaxed, okay.
Yeah. Now, what are the odds, do you think, that you are able to just gently pet the snake's back? Do you think you could do that?
The back.
The back of it.
What about the tail?
You can touch the tail, yeah. You want to pet the tail?
Okay. Yep.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, but nothing can hurt you. See how the snake's head, obviously completely contained within inside of that tube. And this is a rather secretive snake species, so unless you're in the right place at the right time to see this snake, which as a team we are often looking to do, but for anybody out there wanting to avoid snakes, there's a good chance you'd be able to avoid this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when applicable, milking the venom from this species is what is saving people that are bitten. So it's pretty cool that this snake and the science that's being done to save lives comes from such a cool animal. Do you want to touch it on the back there? Beyond the tail, or we're working beyond the tail at this point? Pretty smooth, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that snakes are slimy. They certainly are not. The scales are very dry, very sleek, and very powerful. You can see how it's just slowly inching itself forward in the tube, and I'm gonna let it come up just a little bit more like this, and I'm gonna let the head just peek out a tiny bit so that Mario can get that shot, but don't worry, you're still gonna be completely safe. There we go. Look at that, pretty cool to see that. Look at that, he's like, I wanna just keep going. So,
Just don't point it this way. Oh
look at
my
that,
God.
he yawned right at you.
Oh, no.
That was basically him saying,
Oh
hey,
no, I'm
hi.
starting to feel a bit nervous
Leela,
now.
Leela,
Oh no.
nice to
I'm
meet
starting
you. Nice to meet
starting
you.
to feel a little bit nervous
A
now.
little bit nervous now?
Yeah.
Okay, well I think at this point, what I would love to do is show you the proper treatment for a snake bite.
Yes, this is like a good idea.
Probably a good idea to get it back into its enclosure
Yeah,
at this
I think
point?
so, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hand the tiger, everybody back up just a little bit there. Tiger's coming back over to Lockie, let me know when you're comfortable. Good, okay, got it. And there we have it.
I patted it.
You
I
did,
patted
you
it.
did. That's
I
such
even
a
patted
huge
its back.
step.
I patted its
You
back.
petted it, yeah, you see, and up
I
there you're
believe I
like,
did
no, I'm
that.
not gonna be able to pet it. But then you saw, you realized, oh, it's not that scary. Can I give you a hug? I'm so proud of you. That was amazing.
From high in the sky, the Sonoran Desert looks like an endless expanse of rocky terrain that is speckled with cacti. And hidden amongst this unforgiving environment exists a world of animals, many of which can be difficult to spot. However, today is going to be a little different, as instead of looking for the animals, they are literally going to be placed right in front of us, or in my case, directly on my skin.
That's a lot of bees.
With the goal to prove that honeybees are not just out to sting you, or so I thought. The crew and I headed out to Life's Sweet Honey Farms, where I will be working alongside bee specialist Chris Britton. Chris and his team specialize in safely removing bee swarms from residential areas, honey farming, and per my special request, bee beards.
Is this the craziest thing you've done this morning, Coyote?
Sure is, other than shaving off my fur beard.
Ah yes, the beard. I'm sure you were wondering, Coyote, what in the world happened to your fur beard? Well, the answer to that question is that I shaved it off to make room for the nearly 3,000 European honeybees that will soon be swarming all over my face. Get ready for the newest trend in facial hair fashion, the bee beard. The following scene was filmed on private property and under the supervision of bee specialists. A single sting has the potential to be fatal. Never approach a beehive in the wild.
Okay, well, we're gonna start the preparation here. Chris is actually going to apply Vaseline, you said, to my nose and my ears and near my eyes so that the bees don't go into these holes in my face, right?
Well, you're gonna either look homeless with a beard or we're gonna look like a nice manicured beard. So this is a pseudo queen. This is basically a queen pheromone lure. So this is what's gonna push those bees to actually gather somewhere because they're actually looking for that queen pheromone. They've been separated for a while. So this is what's gonna actually hold them on your face. Okay, so we're gonna put this underneath your chin.
So this is gonna be the attractant.
This is the attractant.
All right, guys, well, I think we have reached the final moment here. It's either back out or get covered by bees, and I don't think there's any backing out at this point. I have the pheromone attached to my chin, got GoPro here, GoPro on my shoulder, both of your cameras going. Now wait, before we go through with this, how do I get the bees off? What if something goes wrong? What do I do?
Good luck, man. I'm just gonna drive away. I got nothing's gonna go wrong.
Okay.
When it comes down to the bees, if they get to the point where they are stinging excessively,
yeah,
you can just shake off real quick.
Put these in your pocket.
Oh, epinephrine pens, just in case this really goes wrong. I am getting nervous now. Now I'm getting nervous. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to take on the Bee Beard Challenge. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this.
No turn back now, buddy. Come on, girls, up you go.
How you feeling now, Coyote?
That's a lot of bees. It's tough to talk.
There's a bee right on your nose.
I feel it.
That's a lot of bees. Are you feeling nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been stung yet?
No stings yet.
That's good. That means you're remaining calm.
My leg is shaking. Ow! Stuck in the lip.
Right in the lip.
Mmm.
It's stuck on you.
Mmm. Mmm.
You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Be brave.
My neck has got some.
I'm gonna take a couple steps back.
I just got some.
Maybe.
Right in my hand.
I didn't realize we were getting swarmed by bees this morning.
There are a lot of bees on me? Mmm.
We'll get more.
Mmm. Mmm.
You got it. You got
Getting
this.
stung a lot. I've gotten stung about 6 times. Ah, my neck is getting stung again. Mmm.
This is what we start with right here. We just get most of the bees to start on him. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna emit a pheromone. And it's a location pheromone. And those bees are just gonna start basically migrating. So now I can actually just basically hold this right here and they're gonna all start marching up.
Are all the bees out?
No.
Dude, my lip is swelling up.
You're right. You definitely have a full neck of bees.
I can feel them all.
Are you still getting stung?
No, not right now.
So what is Coyote Peterson?
Ah, it's starting to lip again!
Oh no!
Mmm! Mmm! Oh, same spot! Really starting to hurt.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Coyote, there you are just covered in bees, man.
It's actually turning out pretty well.
Mmm! Look! Mmm! Mmm!
Ah.
Mmm!
Every time you talk.
Alright, I think I need to get them off.
Are you okay or you want them off?
That's a lot of pain.
Oh, but you've almost got it. You're so close.
Alright, go ahead.
You're good, dude. This
You got it. You got it. Power through. You've got this. You already got stung. You're good.
My eyes, my eye.
Yep.
I'm getting stung a lot. Alright, gotta get them off.
Go ahead and just jump real hard and just knock them off.
Whoa!
they're all on my face. My eyes.
You alright?
Smoke me, I'm getting so hot. Quite a bit. So on my hand.
Oh yeah, you just stung me big time.
You got stung a lot, bud.
Can I walk away?
Just go ahead and walk away.
Here, right. This way. Here.
Oh man, my face hurts.
Oh man, you should see the sting you have in your neck.
Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is your tongue swelling up? The tongue is the indicator. We need to know.
No, not yet, but my face is on fire.
Oh man. Okay. Here, I think we're good now. There's only a couple bees, and they're just following the pheromone on your face. Hold on, you still have. Oh, you got stingers all in your ears. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can get them out. There's mine.
Dude, I got stung like so many times. All of a sudden, like all at once, it started stinging my face.
Dude, they're
my
like
ears.
Oh, let me get the stinger out of here.
Yeah. Sorry, I just was getting a lot of stings.
No, that's fine, buddy. You got them through your shirt and everything. For some odd reason, all of the sudden, they started just absolutely going to town on you. You can see, look at that right there. That actually literally...
It like drew blood.
Yeah, it like got blood to the surface. You just got stung like 40 times in the face by honeybees.
40 times. I don't think that was supposed to happen, Chris.
I don't know why. I wasn't getting all blasted up. I mean, I got stung like once or twice, but he was literally just getting beat up.
Oh my gosh, dude, my face is in so much pain right now.
You're right. How's the tongue?
Really, really painful. My tongue is not swollen, but my lips, I can't feel my lips. Ow!
Where's Mario at?
He's over there filming.
Hey, tell him to come over here.
Hey, Mario!
Mario!
It's probably covered up by bee sounds still.
Come over here.
Was it worth it?
Oh man, I could see my lip in the lens.
You don't want to look at yourself right now. You don't want to look in a mirror right now.
Ugh. Well, I guess I better give you some sort of an outro before I can't talk, because I find that my lips are not working properly at the moment.
All right, shh. All right, I'm gonna try to be calm. All right,
I'm gonna be calm. I think, based on the look on my face, the bee beard is not the new fashion trend. I lasted for about a minute and a half with my face covered in around 3,000 bees. And once they started stinging my lips, it got really painful. They were swarming around my eyes. I was getting stung on my hands, on my arms, on my forehead, on my ears, but it was definitely the lips. As you can see from how swollen they are right now, they were the worst. I'd definitely say that the bee beard was an experience worth experiencing. So far, I haven't had any major adverse allergic reactions other than just this localized swelling on my hands and on my face.
You can hardly tell.
And yeah, this looks okay?
You can hardly tell.
I can tell you guys are having a real hard time not laughing while we're trying to get this outro, but we counted around 24 stings on my body at this point. My lips are swelling up, my eyes swelling up. As you see, the drool's coming out of my mouth.
When it was all said and done, we counted a total of 32 stings that span my face, lips, ears, neck, and arms. The neurotoxin of the European honeybee is very specialized and is notorious for causing extreme localized swelling. For me, this began immediately, and despite the disfigured, lumpy, baked potato look of my face, I actually handled the venom very positively, and within 48 hours, was completely back to normal.
Now the guys have their bee suits on and they're gonna put the bees back into their hives. And so far about 30 minutes has gone by, no anaphylactic shock, so I should be just fine, other than the fact that my face looks like the face of the Elephant Man. And I can see in the reflection of your glasses, it is not pretty. It is not pretty.
If you were wondering how this compared to the single sting from a bullet ant, I can honestly say it was worse. As compared to the warrior wasp, well, I guess we will just have to wait and see.
Today we're on location in the Florida Keys at a very famous spot called Robbie's. This is Christina Wilson, wildlife biologist and adventure extraordinaire.
Christina, what are we doing today?
We are going to be feeding tarpon, which is one of the world's largest fighting fish.
This is the only place in the world that you can hang off of a dock and feed these fish by hand. Now me personally, I've caught some big fish. Alligator gar, white sturgeon, even a blue catfish. And that one did bite me. How big can the tarpon grow?
They can get up to 8 feet and 280 pounds. Yeah.
280-pound fish on your arm. I have a feeling that this episode is going to be a screamer. Ready to feed some fish?
Let's do this.
We're gonna feed you to the fish. See what happens. This looks like as good a spot as any. All right, so we've got our bucket of fish. There are no tarpon in front of us at the moment. Now, part of the tactic for getting the fish here is to get a little bit of scent in the water and also a little bit of disturbance. Wanna smack the water, see if we can get them here?
Oh, all right.
Hopefully you're not bitten first.
Here, tarpon. Oh, just threw a bait fish in there, didn't you?
I'm trying to get the fish here. A little bit of scent, a little bit of disturbance. So why is this location so famous for seeing tarpon? Many years ago, there was a giant tarpon by the name of Scarface who was found out in the water with his face cut from a boat propeller. The owners here at Robbie's brought it into captivity and stitched it back up. They rehabilitated it and released it into these waters. Who would have ever thought that you could save a tarpon? What ultimately happened is that the tarpon stayed in this area, and as it was being fed and rejuvenated back to life, it began to bring in other tarpons. So you must ask yourselves, do fish communicate with each other? Did Scarface say to the other tarpon, hey, people here are gonna actually help and feed you and ultimately bring in all these fish? Who knows? But today, there are dozens of these tarpon here in the waters where you can come down yourself and hand feed these fish.
Here we go, we got one.
When it comes to fish bites, I've been bitten by a piranha and I've been bitten by a blue catfish.
You're losing.
I got him. A piranha have razor sharp teeth, which of course is gonna cut you open like a hot knife through butter. But the other fish I was bitten by, the blue catfish, has very small compact teeth that almost work together like rough sandpaper grates rubbing up against each other. So imagine a really fine cheese grater digging into your skin. That is the same tooth structure that is built into the tarpon's mouth. Only the mouth of a tarpon.
Oh, you almost got one.
Yeah, you thought about it? The mouth of a tarpon is much larger than the mouth of a blue catfish.
Right. They've actually been known to straighten fishing hooks because that's how strong their jaw are. Wow.
Oh, yeah! Oh, man. Tip of the finger. Ow.
That was a good one.
Wow, so the speed and the power and the bony nature of these fish's skulls just jammed my finger straight into itself. That really, really hurt.
That one nicked me.
So Christina, what we're seeing here is the athletic ability of these fish. And look at the way they're just bam, hitting the surface. And that's the thing that for anglers, that makes them so exciting, right? It's all about the fight and that bite.
Yeah, and then they got this beautiful jump out of the water. So I'm assuming that your arm might be completely engulfed at some point.
That's Scarface, right here.
This one?
Yes, this is Scarface. So this fish is massive. She dwarfs all the, oh my gosh, there she is right there. Oh my gosh. All right, we gotta get Scarface up to the surface. This is the nibble method.
Nibble. Woo! I still got my fish.
What's really cool about the jaw structure is they have this impressive underbite. So they gulp their prey in, right? Just power and force and that mouth opening. And if we get that shot of seeing how wide these fish can open their mouths, an entire human head could fit inside of the mouth of Scarface. Ooh! First blood. What happened?
Man, it nicked me.
That's it? That was just a nick?
That was just a nick. So imagine your whole hand being in there.
One thing that I can tell you, one of the scariest moments I've ever had on the Brave Wilderness channel was catching the blue catfish. Being underwater and placing my hand into the Catfish Hotel and having that fish grab onto my wrist and shake it. I thought it was going to break my wrist. Legit, that was the power. So it was really difficult to go back under there and take a second attempt. So that fish was a fraction of the size of these fish. Any fear that one of these could possibly break your wrist?
After this, yeah.
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get pulled in. And then there's gonna be a feeding frenzy.
Well, the good news is that tarpon do not eat humans. They are fish eating experts, but Christina's officially drawn first blood, so let's see where this goes. Now, if you hold it by the tip of the tail, the tarpon will probably pull it out of your fingers. However, if you hold the fish down like this, the tarpon will engulf your hand. Now, I would never recommend you guys try doing this if you visit Robbie's. You don't want to get bitten by one of these fish. Their sharp little sandpaper-like teeth will rip up your skin. Alrighty, this is it. Officially chomped by a tarpon. I mean, it's nerve-wracking just to hold the tip of the tail and have them come to the surface. So, the idea of one engulfing your hand, feeling the power of those jaws and the grit of those teeth, man, this is gonna be it. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to be chomped by a giant tarpon.
Scarface is waiting.
Where's Scarface? Oh! Oh, that was a good hit. Not super high out of the water though.
What do you think all of these fish range size-wise right now?
On average, 3 to 4 feet. I don't know if that was Scarface, but that was a big one. All right, first real chomp there. Yep. Oh yeah.
I thought I drew blood, but.
All right, second go. Here we are. Waiting for Scarface. There she is. Come on, Scarface. Waiting for a big one.
She's right here. She's right here.
Oh,
So close.
that's nerve-wracking. Oh man, knocked it right out of my hand. Okay. Ah, this is nerve-wracking. Scarface, where are you? Go big or go home. Be brave, face Scarface. Say hello to my little friend. Where are you, buddy? I want to feel the wrath of Scarface. There.
You still have the fish.
Still got the fish.
She's coming. She's coming for you. She's
Here
coming.
she is.
She's coming.
Oh! Not Scarface though. Wow, that is intense. As you can see, they definitely light me up, but it's not cutting deep into the skin. It's more like a bad rug burn, a bloody rug burn. Was that Scarface?
Oh, I think so.
That was a huge fish. I think that was Scarface with the sneak attack.
Dude, that was massive.
Wow, that one definitely did a number on my arm. All right.
Oh my gosh, man.
Man, that was a hit. That was a hit and a half. This side of my arm,
That's gnarly.
the fish came in from the back. I didn't even see it coming. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was Scarface. Okay, at that juncture, I think I've taken the hits that I need to take.
Yeah.
And it was really the hit on this side that I think was probably the worst. And most likely Scarface. Woo! So there you have it. Hand-feeding giant tarpon off the dock at Robbie's. Christina, how was this experience for you?
This was insane.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's important to note that dangling a fish from the tip of its tail, totally safe. Holding the fish in the palm of your hand and letting the tarpon take your hand, not recommended for anyone to try at home. As you can see from my arm, it's a pretty painful experience.
Australia is arguably the most dangerous continent in the world. I'm sure that as your imagination begins to run wild, you are likely thinking about being snatched from a river's edge and eaten alive by a giant saltwater crocodile. Or perhaps you are envisioning how terrifying it would be if you were to stumble upon and be bitten by one of its incredibly venomous snakes, like the eastern brown. However, it's not only the reptiles that you need to be weary of. Tonight we are exploring just outside of Sydney, the most densely populated city in Australia, which also happens to be home to the world's deadliest spider, the Sydney funnel web. Armed with a set of massive fangs and an incredibly toxic venom, just a single bite from this spider has the ability to kill a human. Sounds terrifying, yet these spiders are rather elusive and tend to avoid humans at all cost. In fact, they can be rather difficult to find, as building their silk-lined, funnel-shaped burrows under rocks or in rotting logs keeps them hidden and out of sight.
Ooh, covered in ants. Watch out for that. Let's go on the back side of this tree. There's some logs to flip over here.
So unless you were like me and are flipping over debris in the environment, your odds of encountering one are pretty unlikely.
You ready? Lift this up. Oh, spider, huge spider. Right there, right there, right there, right there.
Is that a tarantula?
No. I think that's a funnel web spider. Right there, just came out from underneath that log. Look at its abdomen right there. Holy cow. That's definitely a funnel web spider. Hold on, I need to get in this container. Oh my gosh, did you see that? It's a good thing I picked up the log from the other side. It was just burrowed right underneath there.
That's a tiny container, dude. That looks too big to be a funnel web.
No, it definitely is. Look at the front of its body.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that spider's so big, I don't think it's gonna fit in this container. Mario, you have that bigger jar?
Yeah, I think I might have one in my backpack. Hang on.
Let me see if I can peel back some of these grasses.
It looks like a tarantula, but I...
Ooh, it's moving, hurry up! Okay, bite from this is potentially lethal. I'm just gonna set that down and see if I can coax it. I'm gonna try to coax it right into the container. Now they cannot jump, but they will lunge forward. It's in there. There we go. Wow! Look at that.
Oh yeah.
That is 100% a funnel web spider.
That is a big one.
Wow. We cannot miss getting this up close for the cameras. Okay, let me grab my bag and let's head up to those rocks. Wow! That is without question a funnel web spider. The question that remains is, what species is it? I want to find a good flat open rock.
How about that one right there?
This?
Yeah, that looks
that's
pretty. Or that one. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Let's see if it'll just sit on top of the rock surface like this.
Yeah, I like this. This is good.
Wow.
Let's have a look.
That is intimidating. It does. It looks like a tarantula. I know you said, is it a tarantula? You sure it's a funnel web spider? 100% certain it's a funnel web spider. One of the ways that you can identify this species as such is they have a very bald cephalothorax. Now they do have hairs on their legs and on the abdomen, but that is how you can recognize a funnel web spider. And that's the perfect sort of place to find them, underneath logs where they can wait in ambush for their prey. Now they will also obviously be inside of burrows with those little funnel web systems. And whoa, am I glad that I picked up the log from the end that I did. Now my fingers didn't tuck underneath the log. I was on the top side, and that's why you always pick up a log from an area that you can see, because if you tuck your fingers underneath, you grapple onto that spider and you take a bite, you are on your way to the hospital without question. Okay, now I know it's probably kind of tough to see it inside of this container, so let me see if I can take it out and place it on the rock here, and let's get some shots with it. You ready for that?
Okay, let me help the guys break out the lights real quick.
Okay, yeah, we're losing light here. All right, guys, we have the lights set up now, and in the lights, the spider is even more intimidating looking. You can see the sheen on the legs and the cephalothorax. It's already cast a little bit of webbing inside the container there. And I think if you guys are ready, let's take it out of the container and see if it will just hold its ground here on the rock. Now, this is an extremely aggressive spider species, and oftentimes they won't run, but what they will do is rear up and show you those fangs and those front legs. Okay.
We have to be very cautious.
Yeah, I'm gonna just gently tilt this down like this, and let's see if it will crawl out and just stop right there. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can get it to stay still. Oh, you stay. Actually, maybe I'll do this. It seems to be more comfortable inside the container.
Yeah, that works for me. How about you, Mario?
Okay, it's just such a dangerous spider. I mean, even more so than a wandering spider. Oh, okay. look at those hooked legs, allowing it to hold onto the edge of the container. Let me see if I do this. Maybe if I put the container over top of it and give it just a second to stay right there. Now, one reason that the bite is so bad is that because when they bite, their fangs are so long, they actually will hook into you, hold on, and continue to pump venom. And it's not like a black widow or a redback spider where they might give you a warning bite. A bite from this spider species is full on as much venom as I can inject. Okay, let's try this. Everybody got a decent shot on the spider? There you have it. Wow. And just for scale, look at how big that spider is next to my hand. I'm not taking my eyes off of the arachnid. That is definitely as close as I feel like I can get. All right, Mark, let's try this. I'm gonna try to present it from just its still position right there. And like all spider species, you see those very defined 8 legs, but they also have very long pedipalps up front, and that helps them to grapple onto their prey. And when they rear up, they show those fangs, and their fangs are incredibly long. Longer in some cases than even some of the snake species here in Australia. Now, one of the reasons that this spider is considered so dangerous is because they can oftentimes be found in residential areas. The Sydney funnel web specifically is oftentimes found right in people's backyards. That's why they tell you if you're out there working in the garden, make sure you have on gloves. You can be tilling up dirt, accidentally grab one of these things, it bites you on the tip of the finger, and you may be seeing symptoms in as few as 15 minutes. Now, the immediate bite, you're definitely going to notice. The fangs are long enough to draw blood, but immediately you will feel throbbing in your finger, and shortly after you'll start to feel a tingling in your mouth and lips. Now, if you are bitten by one of these spiders, you want to apply compression to the entire arm. So let's say you're bitten on the tip of your finger, put compression straps up the length of your arm. That will help slow the movement of the venom into your body. Wow, that is impressive. Now, there are around 40 recognized species of funnel web spider, with one of the most dangerous being the Sydney funnel web. And I can't identify exactly if this is a Sydney or not, but what we do want to do is actually take this spider back with us into civilization. Where we want to go is the Australian Reptile Park. It's moving. The Australian Reptile Park is the one place in Australia where they actually extract venom from these spiders and then in turn build an anti-venom for people that are bitten. So this spider that we found right here might actually be used to save some lives. How cool is that? Awesome. I think the best thing to do now is put a cap on this, place it in my pack, and call it a night. All right, we are taking this spider to the Australian Reptile Park. Wow, what a find.
Australia is home to a collection of dangerous arachnids, from the redback to the huntsman, and ultimately the funnel web. This beautiful continent is crawling with venomous spiders. Catching a funnel web spider is something I had always hoped to do, and now with one in my possession, it was time that the crew and I headed to the Australian Reptile Park. Famous for being the only sanctuary of its type in Australia, they are renowned for their spider and snake venom milking program. Will our spider's venom be used to save human lives? Stay tuned for the fascinating conclusion as I get dangerously close to this creepy arachnid. As the sun drops toward the horizon, golden light casts across the rugged boulders and picturesque landscape, which makes Tucson, Arizona, one of the most epic filming locations in the Southwest. The Brave Wilderness crew and I love to visit this location as it has provided an incredible backdrop for many of our desert episodes. And while most of the dangers we have faced are covered in scales or stingers, it is oftentimes the environment that poses some of the most dangers. Cactus spines are an obvious landmine, but what you don't realize is the terrain is laced with sharp, jagged rocks, many of which can easily twist an ankle or worse. Every time we visit a location, we face the challenging landscapes so that we can get the best and most epic-looking B-roll that we can. However, sometimes these shots don't go according to plan, and all it takes is one little slip for a single shot to go very, very wrong.
Oh! Are you okay? Did you land on your pack?
Yeah.
Did you hurt your arm?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You sure?
Yeah. Whew.
Dude.
That's a thumper. Did you get that on camera?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take one more look at that missed jump, this time in slow motion. I nailed my launch point, full projection off of my left foot. I cleared the gap, but landed on a rounded outcrop and slipped. When I fell, the momentum toppled me backward, and I flipped head first right off the cliff. I did a complete reverse somersault and landed with a thud onto my head, shoulder, and pack.
Every once in a while, guys, I miss a jump, and I just landed funny. My foot slipped, and I literally fell about 15 feet. I messed up my elbow pretty good. Back first into the rocks. Filming the show is dangerous. We're just doing B-roll shots right now, and that one was bad. Messed up my hat a little bit. Couple scars for the hat, couple scars for the arms, but I'm okay. I know you're gonna all see that video and go. You can actually hear my mom screaming in the background. That was probably the farthest drop I've ever survived.
Like, let's see how far that is. You were going head first?
Head first,
all
head over heels, all the way down, landed in this hole like this.
So let's take a look up and see what that looks like.
Yeah, guys, this isn't soft. This is rocks. Woo! Hurt my shoulder a little bit, but all risks of breaking trail. And this is why you never want to come out here and jump around on rocks like you see me doing. Just a B-roll shot, and sure enough, that one almost got my life. Woo! That was a close call.
Over the course of filming our Brave Wilderness shows, I've sustained many injuries. And whether they were bites, pinches, or stings, the majority of them have been intentional, so that we can learn about these animals. However, when it comes to environmental injuries, like falling into a cactus, or being hit by a rogue wave, these are usually the worst. And trust me when I say, I am no stranger to using a trauma kit. The good news is that I have managed to walk away from all of these mishaps, and we always make it a point to show you how we clean up the aftermath.
The good news is the Coyote Peterson bounces. It still doesn't mean that we aren't going to break out the trauma kit to clean me up. Here, come here, check this out. This arm is taking a beating on this trip to Arizona. Swollen elbow, velvet ant sting, tarantula hawk sting. That's actually worse than an alligator bite. Just a temporary field cleanup. I put my elbows down first. Elbows took all the impact, and then of course all that shock trauma to my shoulders. Fortunately, I didn't dislocate my shoulder, but I can promise you guys this much, it is going to be sore in the morning. Well, we learned a really valuable lesson tonight, Coyote Pack. When you're out there in the wild, whatever you do, do not jump from rocks. Because if you land wrong, you may fall as far as 15 feet, if not more, end up with some major bandages, or quite possibly without your life. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next location. All right, let's go get me an ice pack.
You are in trouble.
Looking back on this nearly tragic fall, it is fair to say that I have learned a very valuable lesson. Jumping boulders just simply is not necessary to make our episodes look any better. So don't be surprised if in the future you see me walking and not jumping through the environments.